What's up, everybody? It's your boy King Hussle, and yes, it's the best money and credit channel on YouTube. So make sure you subscribe and hit the all notification bell. So whenever I drop new sauce, new lessons, new methods, and giveaways, you'll be the first one to be notified. You'll be the first one to know what's going on. And hey, you might be the first one to win something for free. So make sure you subscribe and hit the all notification bell on all the YouTube channels. Also, make sure you follow me on my Twitch, King Hustle Live. I do all my freebies and giveaways from those YouTube channels and the Twitch. So make sure you subscribe and hit the all notification bell so you won't miss out on nothing. Also, make sure you follow me on all my social media platforms. All you gotta do is click the title on every video. Once you click the title on every video, at the bottom in the description, all my social media links will pop up. All right. Got a lot of fake King Hustle pages out there. So please get a FaceTime verification call or video to make sure you see this face. Make sure you are doing legit business and you are getting what you pay for. All right. And before we get anything started, this is all educational purposes only, not telling anybody to do anything. So let's get this thing started. Hey, let's get this thing started. Hey, what to do, my real King Hustle fans, supporters, subscribers out there, my real Hustle Nation Empire family members. And we are back at it again with the gems, back at it again with the sauce, back at it again with the information that's going to turn you into a boss. So you're tired of being a zero? You ready to be a family hero? Listen up, take a seat, get your notepad and get your pen, because you already know when I drop these videos, you'll get them notifications. It's going to be some information that's going to help you win. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about bank fraud, bank scams, how people are utilizing the bank to get the bank. Yes, it's a lot of scams, there's a lot of fraud going on. This world is in a whole different position, a whole different space. Normal people, average people who never scammed, committed fraud, or scheme before are starting to get into the world. A lot of people are looking for quick, fast ways to make lump sums of money. And the way this generation is only going to get worse. Scams is up 600 to 800% since COVID-19. Scamming right now is worse than it was when people was doing the PPP, EDD, and all that different type of stuff. A lot of people, this generation was groomed on scams, because when PPP was going on and all that, these people who are now adults were 10, 12, 13, 14 years old. Now they 18, 19, 20 years old. Now they're finally in a position to do the things that they were seeing and make some money, because everybody trying to make some money. Everybody trying to get ahead in life. Everybody trying to do things that they never did before. And it takes what? Money. Bills are due every 4 weeks. It doesn't, it's like, to live is not free. To eat is not free. When you buy food and you start eating it, you're eating away cents at a time of what you paid for that product until it's gone, until you exhausted the full amount of that product and you used up the full amount of the price of the product. And that's what people don't understand. You ever seen the show Everybody Hates Chris, when the father always like, that's 39 cents worth of bread you just wasted. That's 29 cents worth of juice you just wait. He's 100% right. Money don't grow on trees at all. Well, money don't grow on trees. So people gotta want to figure out ways how they can get where they need to be, pay their bills, and continue to live life. So bank fraud. What goes on with bank fraud? What are some type of bank fraud scams, and why do people commit bank fraud? Well, at the end of the day, wherever there's money being made, there's going to be some type of scam, fraud, or scheme being committed. That's just how it is in the world. That's just what it is. We can do nothing about that. There's always going to be somebody trying to figure out how to get money from that place that's giving it. It might be a job, it might be a bank, it might be wherever, right? People figure out ways how to do just about anything nowadays. So people understand that the bank gives loans, the banks give credit cards, the banks give lines of credit, the banks approve auto loans. The bank is really where a scammer can get a lump sum of money at one point, at one time. And people are starting to, or scammers, fraudsters, or even people are starting to realize that in order to get that lump sum of money, all you need is documentations for certain loans. There are loans out there where all you need is documentations. And documentations can be created to say whatever that person wants it or needs it to say. At the end of the day, There is some type of scam, fraud, or scheme being committed wherever there's money being made, especially in these banks when it comes to getting loans, credit cards, and lines of credit. Now, let me really break it down to you. Now, you have people out here that are not scammers, that are normal citizens, work normal jobs, that need loans for different emergency purposes on the personal side. And the position that they are in at the time, they might not qualify for X amount of funding from that bank or institution. So when they go into that meeting and they looking over the documentations, or they call or they email, there you'll be surprised how many loan officers help people push through loans, meaning that they tell them what numbers need to be on the documentations and what to do, and then bring it back. They might say, hey, you're $100 short right here, so change this number to this, white out it, go photocopy it and bring it back. Or they might do it for you. Or they might say, hey, go get a different whatever and change all this around and then bring it back, and then you should be good to go. Or do this and add this, or go spend this on your card. So like they tell you things to do to help you or help get your loan pushed through. And that person might not be nowhere in the fraud world, nowhere in the scam world, but they're just trying to get the funding that they need to get for that emergency purposes. They might need to fix a home, something in the home. They might need to get a car. They fix something on a car. They might need an emergency vacation, anything. But the documentation information that they presented wasn't good enough, so the loan officer helped them out. Or somebody went to the welfare office and the information that they had on the paper was going to get them qualified. So the person at the table gives them information to put down on a new application or what to change so they can get approved for it. Like they do this all the time, and we know it happens. If the opportunity presents itself, the average person is going to take it. And that same average person might be the person that's downing other people who are doing the same thing. See, people are hypocrites. It's so many hypocrites out here. People saying, "Oh, you're wrong for doing this," and "Oh, you're wrong for doing that. You shouldn't do this." But at the end of the day, everybody in the world is a scammer. Everybody's looking for the next come up. Everybody's looking for the next scheme or whatever to get some quick, fast cash. It's tax time. For as long as I've been on this earth, everybody that I know wants tax money. Everybody try to figure out who kids they can file, who can file their taxes and change some information so they can get some money back. That's scamming. If the opportunity presented itself to the average American, they would take it. And then those same people be the same ones down, and the same people who doing the same thing, like they just too goody two shoe and ain't doing nothing. You put $5,000 in front of the average person's face, and you say all you gotta do is blah 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 blah, some type of scam with this person, and you got it. Who not gonna take it? So people, you'll be surprised what's really going on out here in the world. So you got bank scams. The most popular bank scam is check fraud. So many people have been committing check fraud since checks has been invented. Checks have been able to be cashed since they created checks. Check fraud has been going on. And as the world evolves, these methods evolve. Back in the day, check fraud wasn't as popular. It was popular, but it wasn't as, how do I want to say, it wasn't as serious as it is now. Back in the day, somebody would literally put a fake check into their own account, get the funds, and then close the account down, and then just go open up a new bank account somewhere else. Then they started to get it, whereas somebody would do that and then close that bank account down, and then they'll go into the check systems. And once they go into the check system, it'll be hard for them to open up bank accounts at other banks, because now it's reported that they had fraudulent activity on that account and it's gonna make other banks cautious. Like they might try to come here and do the same thing. Then they got it as whereas you deposit a fake check, you might go to jail now. So people figure out things like people who are in the check world. They figure out what banks disperse the most after a check has been deposited, how to get the most money from an account when a check has been deposited, all these different things. Then they think about the check itself. How can they get a legit check? How can they change the information on the check? How can they do this and how can they do that? And then that's where all these different methods come from. Stealing checks out the mailboxes, having people working in the post office to get checks, robbing mail carriers. They getting going that far, or finding elderly, getting in positions to get around elderly people to steal their checks. Like people will figure out ways that's in their lane for them to get what they need to get. And then people go cashing these fake checks. And the fake check game is getting washed up. It's getting burnt up because so many people is trying to cash fake checks with fake IDs and wash checks, numbers change, and so slow and not understanding how a check is even verified that they not understanding that they gonna check the check number, they go check the amount, they go check all these different things, they go make sure the check real, they go do all these different things, they go check the ID, people using fake IDs, they gonna check the driver's license number, they gonna scan the car. They're doing so many different steps to make sure everything is real and on the up and up because so many people are committing check fraud nowadays. So that's one way bank scams are being committed. And then, like I said, the evolution of check fraud, the evolution of scams. They got it on the, it's people on the dark web that will hack databases, get the templates for business checks, and sell the actual business check to people who buy them on the dark web. Get the check paper with the watermarks and the ink. They got all that. Hack databases to get the template for the checks. Now they got the actual template. Now they're making actual checks from these different companies and selling them on the dark web, and people are buying them and actually cashing them and getting away with the funds. So the evolution of check fraud is going to keep rising as the world keeps evolving, and that's just how it is. And then you got credit card fraud. People are utilizing people's identities and getting credit cards. Credit cards are money that's being lent to you from the bank. No collateral needed. Not your money. It's the bank's money. They lend you the money and say, okay, here's the money. Pay us back what you use. And people are figuring out that it's easy to get credit cards with somebody else's credit profile or any credit profile that qualifies for it. And people are starting to figure out what banks give credit cards the easiest, Visa signature credit cards. So now people are utilizing other people's identity, getting fake IDs, and going to apply for Visa signature credit cards. As many as they can, getting approved, and then getting cash advances off each one of these cards. So somebody getting $8,000 credit cards, and they getting cash advance of $5,000 off each of them. That's $50,000 that they just got cash off these cards. So people figuring out ways how to utilize banks to get lump sums of money because banks give lump sums of money. Then you got people who utilize CPNs, build their credit profiles on them, build businesses on them, get loans. Donald Trump used a CPN, only paid $750 in taxes. That's why he got indicted. So people are figuring out any and every way that they can utilize the bank to get funds. That's why you got people out here doing mortgage fraud now. That's why you got people doing so many, anything that can get some money or can generate some funds, some money or some funds. They're gonna figure out how they can commit some type of scam or scheme or fraud to utilize that to get some money. And that's just what's going on out here in the world right now. I can't change it. You can't change it. Nobody can stop it because as the world evolves, the scams will evolve, the methods will evolve. Because the way that these scammers and fraudsters and people are doing it, is actually legit ways for a regular person to do it if they were not trying to scam. Just how like I gotta walk in the bank and get a loan with my business, people are walking in the bank with fraudulent businesses and doing the exact same thing. So identity is a big part of scams, fraud. Banks is a big part of it, and everything that comes with the bank, money. So it's all about being more safe, being more cautious, and being more aware, because at the end of the day, these are real things that's happening. More people need to be aware, because if they were aware, they'll see the red flags and they'll know how to prevent themselves and save themselves or other people from allowing it to happen to them. So like I said, get y'all Norton Life Locks. It'll monitor all your social media and financial accounts, and it will also monitor your personal information to make sure it's not lingering on the dark web for any fraudster or scammer to buy it. They start getting loans and credit cards and lines of credit in your name. And also make sure you guys freeze your credit profile so nobody can get anything in your name. So if your TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian is frozen, nobody can get anything in your name, not even you. And make sure you guys are getting new debit cards and credit cards every so often, because we tapping all day, every day. And every time we tap, that information goes on that database. And there's always a data leak, compromise, or hack. So to prevent that from happening, just get new debit and credit card numbers every so often. So all the places where you use that old information will no longer be valid. And if a compromise leak or hack was to happen, you'll be safe. All right, because that information is no longer valid. So make sure you guys are paying more attention out here in the world, actually understanding that it's a dog eat dog world. Nobody's going to, if the opportunity presents itself, they're going to take it in some way. Everybody's green to somebody. The more you know, the more you'll be safe. The more you see the red flags and prevent it from happening to you. All right. So shout out to all my Real King Hustle fans, supporters, subscribers out there, because without y'all, there'd be no me. Y'all motivate me keep going. Y'all motivate me keep dropping the sauce. And y'all motivate me keep y'all entertained. So shout out to all of y'all. Anybody out there that's tired of being broke, because it ain't no joke, let's get to work. FaceTime one-on-one limited gems are $1,000, but for limited time only, I'm doing it for 600. Yes, 600 Cash App or Bitcoin payment. Once the 600 is on your Cash App or Bitcoin balance, send me a screenshot. Let me know your payment ready, and we will go from there. All right, no screenshots, no replies, no 21 questions, and please do not yell me. Make sure y'all book your seat on the webinars Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. 250, 10 seats available for each session. Just basically a class lessons, and I will be posting these videos on my podcast. Ask me anything you want to ask me, get help with anything you want to get help with. So let's get to work. Make sure y'all book y'all seat on the crypto tour in person limited gems, 3,500. Make sure y'all book y'all seat on the month-long mentorship, $1,000, but the first 10 people, 500. Don't miss out on this opportunity. 30 days, get help with anything you want to get help with. Make sure y'all check out my vendor platforms on Telegram and the Potato App, me and their network. Still looking for people for the production company. Make sure y'all subscribe and hit the all notification bell. All my YouTube channels, my Twitches, my TikToks, my IGs. Make sure y'all checking out the crypto world, because it's changing people's lives. And let's get to work. It's your boy King Hustle. Y'all know how to get down in these videos. I'll see you at the next lesson video or live. Peace.